Hi, and welcome to the AstroEnergy Astrology Podcast for St. Patrick's Day 2023. Welcome, and I want to thank you for joining us. We are going to talk about Pluto into Aquarius, something I've been talking about for at least 6 years. I've been looking forward to. And currently, we've got a lot of planets kind of clustered on half of the sky. We've got Moon and Pluto in Capricorn joined up today. We've got Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Sun in Pisces, joined with Mercury in Pisces, which is combust, the two together. We have Chiron and Jupiter together. We have Venus now in Taurus, Juno in Taurus, North Node in Taurus at 4 degrees, conjunct Juno and Venus. We've got Uranus at 16 degrees of Taurus and Mars at 26 Gemini. And there are a few asteroids speckled throughout this chart, but we're going to focus mainly on the main planets. And we're going to focus over here at the top of the chart on Pluto in Capricorn. And I'm going to try and set this up. Let's see if I can do a screen recording. So I'm going to just assume this is working out properly. I'm recording this so I can pop the chart right next to me, right here. But if that's not the case, my apologies, I'm off center. We'll see what we can do about maybe straightening it out. Put it a little bit over. There we go. Okay, so right now we're going to go through what's going on this week, and then we will go over what the different signs have in store with Pluto in Aquarius. So on March 17th, we have a lot of aspects. Mercury squares Mars, and Mercury is in Pisces. Mars is in Gemini. And that means that the communication is at odds. We've got the ruler of Gemini in a sign Pisces, which squares Gemini. Mars is wanting to take action, but thoughts and communication are drastically slowed down and dragging on the Mars energy. So it's like an anchor, literally, because there is water energy in the square to Mars. So Mars in Gemini is air energy wanting to move forward, fire energy of Mars, air energy of Gemini. So it is like fuel to the fire. But Mercury, the ruling planet of that energy, is in Pisces wanting to slow down, go to the depths, and bog down the communications going on with Mars. So what this means is we're going to see that slowdown, but there's also information going on behind the scenes with Mercury in Pisces. It is an energy that has been kind of building for a while, and things are going on behind the scenes, emotional things, interpersonal situations, hidden agendas that are happening. And Gemini is kind of a hidden agenda energy as well. Gemini usually acts on its own behalf. Mercury is in Pisces. It is emotional. It is sentimental. It is also not able to necessarily see clearly what path to take. And so it really bogs down taking action for us right now. And as Mercury is getting to the last few degrees of Pisces, it is wrapping up the old story. This is also the energy of people passing away, jobs going away, retirees. It is the end of a story, the end of an era. And so we are seeing that, and that makes it a little bit difficult to know how to take action. I have a friend who lost a significant other recently and is really struggling with the Gemini energy, because it's kind of like I don't have, and you may feel this way too, I don't have the energy or the drive or even the motivation to take the action because of the emotional overwhelmment, and you may feel that. So that's kind of what's going on, and that is really strong on St. Patrick's Day when it perfects. I probably will try and get this video up this evening, and I'm recording it on Thursday, the 16th. So I'm going to try and get it up for you tonight so that you have kind of a heads up for what's coming up on St. Patrick's Day. The moon is in Capricorn. It has a sextile to Neptune, a quincunx to Mars. It has a sextile to Mercury and a sextile to the Sun because they are conjunct and combust. And so we're seeing moon energy in Capricorn. It's also conjunct, well, I said that, but conjunct Pluto, which means this is a really significant energy for endings. The moon is emotion. It is connected to home, family, mother, security. And Pluto in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, is about that security. What structure does the security take? Is it stable? Is it not stable? But then it's answering to the Sun, Mercury in a sextile, which means that not only is there a storyline of an ending of a reliable, emotional, sentimental storyline, but it is also the beginning time as these planets move into the next sign, which is Pluto in Aquarius and Mercury, Sun into Aries. It's new beginnings, it's clarity. We're coming into a time of that clarity and clarifying situations, aha moments, mental stimulation, all of the emotionalism and being bogged down by structure of systems that are really past their due date. We're going into, like, basically think of it as going through the grocery store and purging all the items that are past their due date and putting in new items. That's really what we're doing with our lives. We are getting rid of that which isn't working anymore. We're coming to terms with the idea that it's not really working for us anymore, and we are getting ready to get it off the shelves and bring in something new that feels new and fresh and work better. Yesterday, I went out to my friend Anne's house and did some yard work for her because she's got some health issues. And what I did, because there is a tree, or actually kind of a combination bush tree that's called crepe myrtle here in the South, and it flowers. Every time you cut it, it will flower, and you're supposed to cut it twice a year. And it had never been cut, and it's been there, I don't know, 10 or 15, 20 years. So I went in and I cut off the tops, which make it look very bare, took off the Spanish moss, tried to get rid of some of the lichen, and it was really struggling. It was honestly probably not going to survive much longer because it was being overtaken by these invasive things, the Spanish moss and the lichen. And so I cut it at the top where you're supposed to be about 5 or 6 feet high and got rid of all these invasive things. And it looks rather bare, but within a couple weeks time, it will have new growth and it will bloom in June, and it will be a very beautiful plant, 2 of them in our front yard. So if I can, I'll put some pictures over here of what it looks like now and what it looked like before. And if I can remember, I'll get pictures when it blooms, but it is quite a beautiful bush/tree. And that really symbolizes what we're going through. It's around home and family. It's around the structure. It's cutting things back and removing things that don't work anymore and really bringing your life to fruition and bringing in the beauty and the structure that is going to enhance your life from this point on. That's coming in for us. We've also got Neptune conjunct the Sun and Mercury. So again, it is the ruling planet of Pisces. It is subconscious and subliminal, is psychic awareness. And Saturn just moved into Pisces, so he is challenging the structure. He is coming in saying, okay, I'm no longer in Aquarius energy. I'm not creating the structure and challenge in Aquarius and technology and ideas. I'm bringing that to fruition in Pisces. I'm bringing the ideas that I had down into the emotional life and the emotional body and making it really a strong energy around knowingness and what to do about the psychic awareness and knowingness that you have, that we have with this energy. It's creating the structure. It's asking us to flex our psychic muscles, our emotional muscles, and the gut feeling that we have around what's going on right now. Jupiter is right next to Chiron and right next to Vesta. Again, this really accents and points out the connectedness to security, to the structure, to the home and hearth. Jupiter is wanting to move on and take action for something new, and it's driven towards that home and hearth energy. Chiron is the wounding, but it's also the humanities. It is expanding our awareness through social interactions and humanities, and it is the wounding around men, as I've discussed quite a few times, coming up on Jupiter. And so it is an expansion of an awareness around social mores, social connectedness, beauty and music and arts, but also how we may not have gotten our needs met or have been hurt or wounded through actions of the masculine. Venus. Venus is now in Taurus, and she moved in, oh gosh, Thursday the 16th, which is when I'm recording this, at 6:34 p.m. And so now she's in Taurus, and she's exploring the romantic side of things. She's exploring how security manifests through money, through currency. It is about retail. It's about selling items. Aries is about promoting it and self-promotion, and Taurus is about getting the rewards from that promotion. Juno is marriage and joining up with someone else to make that effort. North Node, major significant time of shift and change. Uranus at 16 degrees. Uranus is in conjunct to Jupiter today and to Vesta. So the understanding, the clarity of emotion around love, the clarity of manifestation and the material world around money and what to do for money comes in, but is potentially at odds with the drive to do something very quickly. And Taurus is the slowest sign of the zodiac. It wants to root in and really take its time and get to understand an energy. So Venus, Juno, North Node are really just becoming aware of a situation potentially, and really starting to understand the desire associated with that particular storyline around love and money. And Uranus, being in the middle section, is really talking to the Virgo energy of the central Taurus energy, the 10 degrees. And that means that those degrees are going to be triggered around learning, education, service. This includes military, medical professions, medical field, and activities around health. It is about awareness of the body and the processing system, the digestive system, and how we hold the upset in our digestive system. And Taurus rules the body, it rules the physicality of life. And so we are definitely putting a focus from the fiery action of Aries coming into Taurus with Venus. Is now she's in her feminine energy. She's wanting to explore more of what's going on with the material world as it relates to being in a couple and having our desires met through the material reality and becoming more beautiful, having a renovation of the body around beauty, a glow up, so to speak. And Juno / North Node are in trine to the Black Moon Lilith energy, which is also a strong feminine energy around sexual autonomy. And in Virgo is historically a superficial, like androgynous energy, doesn't tend to be one gender or the other, is somewhat asexual in expression of sexuality. But Black Moon Lilith took very strong action towards having sexual autonomy. So that energy combined with Virgo is a strong awareness of having a say around your own body, having a say around your own sexual storyline. So we see that kind of coming out as well. And then Venus now in Taurus in the feminine energy. Virgo is a feminine energy. We've got a stronger storyline around having a drive maybe towards sex, but being the autonomous individual in your feminine energy and saying, no, this is how it has to be. That can be kind of another sub storyline with the Mars in Gemini, which tends to be much more brash, and I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to express my sexual energy. I'm going to just take that action quickly without thinking per se. Mars is quick action sign, and then Gemini is a quick thinking sign. So the two combined can be very fast making decisions. But at odds with Mercury, there's going to be breaks on it. So there may be regret, and it is the end of a storyline, potentially around the sexual energy, because there is also a quincunx between Black Moon Lilith and Mercury, Sun, Neptune, all in that degree that's at odds with Black Moon Lilith. So the emotional side of life and the ending story may mean that actions taken through sexual energy, through brash behavior, can end a relationship. Mercury does move into Aries on Saturday the 18th overnight. through time zones, meaning Eastern is going to be later than Pacific. And so the 18th is when Eastern time zone, Mercury ingresses into Aries on the 19th, Sunday, early in the morning hours, 12:24 a.m. And on the 18th in Eastern and Pacific, and that is at 9:24 p.m. So we see that energy coming in. There is a moon conjunct Saturn, a moon sextile to Venus throughout the day on Sunday. So that's going to be a positive energy, again, around the material world and the emotional world. But the positive side is that we will integrate. The difficult side is that it is endings. And it could also be processing grief. Monday is the spring equinox. Happy birthday to our Aries friends. So that happens at 5:24 p.m. and I've got chills with that. It's going to be a very profound spring birthday time because we do have all this energy shifting coming this week, which means our Aries, early Aries friends are going to have a profound year of change. And that includes my daughter, whose birthday is Tuesday the 21st. So happy birthday, Juliet. I love you so much. New moon. 0 degrees on her birthday, which means she has a new moon on her sun, and anyone born on the 20th, 21st are going to have that new moon on their sun. And of course, they are they had a conjunct with Mercury, and they go at the end degrees of Pisces into a new moon on their sun. So it is really a literal ending of an old emotional story and a complete rebirth into a brand new time for our Aries friends. Yeah, that happens. The moon joins up with the sun at 1:23 p.m. Eastern, 10:23 a.m. Pacific. Moon is conjunct to Mercury at 9:34 p.m. Moon enters Aries at 12:01 p.m. Eastern, 9:01 a.m. Pacific. Moon joins with the sun at 1:23 p.m. 1 hour and 23 minutes later, 22 minutes later, at 1:23 p.m. Eastern, 10:23 a.m. Pacific. Moon joins up with Mercury 9:34 p.m. in the evening Eastern and 6:34 p.m. Pacific. So it is a very strong, intense energy. And then Cazimi moon happens a half hour before that to a half hour after it, which means the sun and the moon are conjunct, and it's perfect for new beginnings. So, and this is a quote from the Daily Planner, that perfect for new beginnings. If you have something important to start around now, it's a great time to do it because the energies of the moon and the sun join together in perfection. It is a new beginning. I would say it's going to be sexual potentially. It might even create an energy of emergencies because we have that tremendous fire energy of Aries being born. That is what that means. Aries on the horizon, the very beginning of spring. We are birthing that new beginning. The flowers are coming up out of the ground. It is time to grow. That is Venus, that is Uranus, that is Juno, that is North Node. You would have to have a very strong Pluto, probably in Scorpio, which is the 1990s, early 90s birthday, late 1980s, have the Pluto in Scorpio. You're going to really be fighting this because it is very much stubborn, fixed energy in opposition to this Aries, or actually quincunx, 150 degrees apart. But the Taurus energy is also in opposition. There is a tremendous amount of energy in the sky right now for Scorpio friends trying to move you to a new beginning, unless you resist, in which case it's going to be very painful. Just giving you a heads up for that. If you resist the natural flow of things, you're going to have very uncomfortable times ahead emotionally. Okay, so the full moon comes up at 0 degrees of Aries, and that is continuing through Wednesday. Basically, there's a conjunction with Chiron and a conjunction with Jupiter on Wednesday, the 22nd. So that's going to be a strong storyline around masculine energy of expression out to birthing something new. If it's in its positive energy, you have tremendous fun and growth and playfulness. In its negative energy, it's violence and aggression. Thursday is Pluto finally, knockwood, entering Aquarius at 8:13 a.m. Eastern, 5:13 a.m. Pacific. Right after, at 1:13 p.m. is a sextile to Mars in Gemini. Of course, Mars is in the last degrees of Gemini. The moon is wrapping up its time in Aries before it enters Taurus at 2:42 p.m. on Thursday. And then immediately the moon squares Pluto in Aquarius at 2:42 p.m. So upon entering Taurus, the moon squares Pluto. Upon exiting upon exiting Aries, the moon sextiles the ruler of Aries, Mars. So it is a very strong energy around finishing up a story, around ideas, around duplicity, around duality, around the twins, two of something, and moving forward with the energy into the material world and making a decision, making a choice, because Friday we have moon in Taurus joining up with Venus, which is love. We have moon joining up with Uranus, which is clarity, understanding around being in a couple, around how you make money. That's Friday, so it is a very clarifying day. And then I'm going to just give you a forewarning on what we're talking about next week, which is Mars entering Cancer, Saturday the 25th of a week from this Saturday. And that will be the denouement, the completion, the finishing up of the story around Mars and Gemini, the indecisiveness, the duality, making a decision for your best interests around your security, around your home life, and around your heart and hearth. So that's all coming in. It is a new beginning time. Mars into Cancer means that it is going to be squaring the energy of Aries, and that means that you have to culminate and make the change to get the benefit. That's what squares do for us. They really give us lessons and a shift and change. Okay, I have talked for 20 minutes. I'm going to fly through the signs with Pluto and Aquarius. I'm going to give you a general idea of what it's going to bring for you. So Aries, Pluto into Aquarius is going to fall in your house of friendships and networking and money from career. You are transitioning from the energy of your career being stable and solid and knowing where the money's coming from, which you will revisit the next 2 years when Pluto goes back in. But it's moving you into the idea of having freedom, having autonomy around how you earn your money, how you earn your living, and starting your own new business, and really focusing you on networking. That can be online, it can be in person, but really bringing in the energy of community to you, coming in very strongly with this transition. Okay, moving forward, we're going to go one sign up to Taurus. That puts Aquarius directly on your midheaven, which is a very profound position. The cusps of the first house, the fourth house, the seventh house, and the ninth house or 10th house, the 10th house are strong axes of astrology. So when you have a transition of Pluto on your midheaven, this is going to be fame. This is going to be recognition and career. This is going to be a major shift from the earth energy of Capricorn, where you've learned how to do your business. You've learned what you need to know, interacting with the structure. And now you are moving into actually doing the manifestation of that through the autonomy, through learning your own personal power within the collective. And then because when we're doing this, of course, recording this Thursday, for St. Patrick's Day, this ingress is very strongly linked to the moon and Admetos, which is a powerful storyline energy. You're going to have energy coming in around being in the spotlight, quite honestly. So know that that is your storyline. It is about your career. It's being in the spotlight. It's being in your own personal power within the structure of society. Okay, moving on to moving on to Gemini. That puts Aquarius here on the cusp of your ninth house. And this is a point where there is an ending energy around shifting from commitment, from legalities, from joint finances, and even inheritance into a point in the chart that will show you what the fruition of that storyline is. So we're definitely getting that energy, seeing that energy here on the cusp of where you get the money, you get the storyline culminated. The inheritance comes in. the legalities wrap up. So you're going to see that coming in as Pluto shifts from its own house into the new house, into autonomy, and a new variation coming in for autonomy around travel, position in the world, place in the world, spiritual growth. I'm just running out of time on my free show, so they just started this with Zoom, so I want to make sure I get everything in. Cancers, it is commitment. It is the cusp of getting married and coming into a new storyline that is more focused on you and your ideas and the community associated with commitment, joint finances, joint community with a partner. And that is love or money. So it's business or romantic. Let's go to the next one. We have Leo. Leo, of course, it's an opposition. It is another cusp. It is a fixed sign entering. Pluto's entering a fixed sign of Aquarius. This is marriage and partnership. It is coming out of a business situation, a work situation, a service situation, an educational situation, military. It's moving into focus on the relationship and your personal power within the relationship. And also alternative marriage situations can be seen in this energy. Okay, and of course Leo is one-on-one. This teaches you how to be more in a community around that marriage situation. Virgos, you're going to see the Aquarius energy shift how you look at work, how you look at service. You are actually manifesting more of a creative energy coming into your work environment as Pluto in your house of creativity and children moves into work and health. There will be an awareness of how your health has to be taken care of. It could be joints, it could be mental health, which is also, both of those are Aquarius. And Pluto is the deeper psychological manifestation through health, through service, through work, and all that education, teaching. Okay, moving on to Libra. This is a trine energy, 120 degrees apart, so it could be a bit of a difficult transition. It's a marriage energy, and it's also community, moving into the house, out of your house of family into romance and creativity and children. So it's shifting what it looks like in the structure of the family and shifting it to having a say, having an awareness of your personal desires around romance, creativity, and children, and bringing that into a physical structure or a romantic structure, and having autonomy. Really, that's the focus, is how you integrate your awareness about creative endeavors, and a lot of other energies coming into your personal romantic life and creative life. Okay, moving over here to Scorpio. It's hitting the cusp of home and family, Scorpio risings. That means there's a major transition around your family environment, around home. It could be a move. I would strongly suggest it's going to be a move. It's also a differentiation of community and friends and soul group coming in with this shift. It is moving out of feeling like you haven't been heard, feeling like people are not truly listening to you, which is the Capricorn restrictive energy in your third house. Now you're transitioning into home and family, having more freedom, doing the autonomous thing. You may find that you're having a business endeavor with family or family member, or you're shifting how that family structure looks. Yeah, and so we're going to move on now to Sagittarius rising, which puts this energy of Pluto out of Capricorn into Aquarius in your third house, communications, technology, the masses. You are able to really talk on a broader scale. You're not as restrictive around romantic situations, being in a couple. You may be ending your couple situation and then moving on to more freedom around community, and you're having your voice heard. And it does involve technology. This could be influencing. This could be getting a job online. It is much more freedom of autonomy and moving forward with communications, thoughts, freedom of thought. This is invention, ideas, communicating. And it could also mean online blogging, lots of technology energy coming in with you for this. And then we have, let's see, Capricorn. It's in the second house of money. This is getting money online. This is community being a stronger part of how you make money. Ideas, technology, invention, your individuality showing with how you bring money in, and also online. So this is working from home. The fourth house means you could also be working from home, and that's Scorpio rising. And then also any of the houses with money with Aquarius are money from online endeavors and community through technology. And then finally we have Pisces rising, or actually Aquarius rising. I think I skipped one. Aquarius rising is going to, oh, it skips right over it. Okay. Well, anyway, I can't get it to do it properly. But Aquarius rising is going to, of course, be a shift in who you are, your identity, how you see yourself in your community. And it will be a great shift out of the subconscious and into the world, the realm of material, and out into reality. But it's also going to be a major springboard for ideas and inventions and how your community looks, how you're expressing your individuality within the community and embracing more of a community feel. And then Pisces, it's in the subconscious in the 12th house. This is mental health, clarifying what your addictions could be, finding new and alternative ways of expressing yourself through creative endeavors and the arts, getting downloads that will manifest through even things like film and creative things through technology. You're going to have a community that is much more connected to spirituality and spiritual growth and spontaneity. So you may feel a little bit like you need more freedom and you need to express your free, loving side. And Pisces, of course, now Saturn for you, Pisces, Saturn's in your first house, which is really, both of these energies are really strongly enticing you to take ownership of who you are, put your boundaries up, and springboard into kind of a new idea, a new era of understanding. That's the week for you. Thank you so much for being with me this week, and I hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Be safe. Don't drink too much. Saturn's telling you to be conscious of what you intake that can alter your reality. And I look forward to talking to you personally. If you are interested in a reading, please do check below for the connections to how you can book a reading with me. And then also, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe the videos and the recordings on SoundCloud. Have a great week. Take care. See you next week. Bye.
Hi, this is Shelley. Thank you for joining us this week. To contact me for a private reading, go to angeliczodiac.com under the Readings tab. To purchase my ebook, Learn Astrology, you can find it at angeliczodiac.com. Background music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. Be sure to check back next week and subscribe through iTunes at AstroEnergy Astrology Show.